Welcome to Logged. Recently logged.
Well, hi guys. We
Hi.
have our dog dying in the studio.
No, she's not dying in the studio. She is special guesting in the studio.
She made a gagging sound.
She yawned.
And then she opened her mouth and started like...
She yawned. She made no such sound.
Well, we have Lizzie in the studio again, so
Yeah.
How bad can the episode be?
Right?
That's
She
my
keeps
question.
us warm.
Stop messing with her. Just let her sleep.
So today we're doing Casino Royale, if you couldn't tell.
Casino Royale.
So that's gonna be fun.
Is it, Micah?
Yep.
What if it's just our most boring episode? We have to have a worst episode. Objectively speaking, we have to have a worst one. And what if this is it?
I thought that was like our charade episode or something, or a prestige episode.
No, that wasn't so bad. The prestige one, anyway. But hey, charade was episode 2. What were we gonna do?
I don't know. Anyway, do we want to get right into things?
I suppose we can. Yeah.
With the puppers in the studio.
What?
All right, so let's get right into it.
Like you said, Micah.
Yeah, like I said.
Okay.
So we gotta go over the basic facts first. So Casino Royale came out in 2006.
It really did, didn't
It's
it?
rated PG-13.
It really is, isn't it?
It's 144 minutes.
I don't know. I guess.
It's starring Daniel Craig, Eva Green, and Mads Mikkelsen. I think it's how. I think I'm saying his name right. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
Judi Dench and other people. It's got a cast or something.
It's got a cast like a movie or something.
It was directed by Martin Campbell.
Cam Peebell?
No, not Cam Peebell. Stop. Neil Purvis and Robert Wade and
Ooh, it won a
Paul
BAFTA
something or another wrote the movie.
It won a BAFTA award.
It won a BAFTA award for Best Sound.
There you go.
But
Wait, really?
It won no other award.
Hold on. Best Sound?
Yep.
Okay, I was going to bring up sound design as, like, and mixing as one of, like, the weaker parts of the movie, actually.
Well, BAFTA would disagree.
Especially on second watching. But I guess we'll get into that in, like, a second.
Watching?
No. Our
Yeah.
thoughts on the movie.
Yeah, so our thoughts. All right, so, do you want to do basic thoughts first, or do I want to do basic thoughts first?
I think you should, Micah.
Wow.
You seem to like this a little more than I do.
So yeah, I rated this 4 stars both times I've watched it now, because I've
Out
only
of 10.
watched it.
No.
I've only watched it twice and know that is 4 out of 5.
Yeah, we watched it twice this week, actually.
Yeah.
In like a 3-day span.
Yeah. And I'm a pretty big fan. It's got some problems. I wish it was better, but I think it's really good. I don't think it's like I don't know. I was gonna say I don't think it's quite as good as some of the Mission Impossible movies.
Well, it's not as good as some of the Mission Impossible movies.
But yeah, it definitely is up there. And I haven't watched any other Bond movies. Like any other Bond movies.
Neither one of us have.
This was our first one. And I don't want to compare it too much to Mission Impossible because, like, I know the entire franchise as a whole isn't that much like Mission Impossible, technically speaking.
Well, just movie to movie, it's very similar. That's a big equivalent to it because it's a spy action blockbuster with big set pieces and stuff like that.
This one was very, very similar in feel to a Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, no, it was.
But I think it did a pretty good job at, being a cool spy movie. Who doesn't like Daniel Craig? And
I'm sure somebody doesn't, right?
But yeah, it still has some problems, and that's my basic thoughts. It's pretty good, but it's got some problems. That's why I did not give it higher than 4.
Okay, I gave this 4 out of 5 the first time I watched it, but the second time I ended up giving it a half star lower.
Why specifically?
Because
what do you think?
the pacing, that's actually one of my biggest problems with it, is the pacing of it, which it wasn't as like I remembered it being a lot worse after watching it the first time, and then watching it again, I was like, oh well, it's not as bad, but it's still like not great.
No, I think it works better. Like, just the movie as a whole, all around, works better on a rewatch.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I liked it a little more the first time I watched it. I don't know. It lost some of its charm the second time.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem.
All of the leads were pretty good, I would say. Yeah.
Who doesn't like Daniel Craig?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
I was about to say, I think everyone did a fine job in that aspect. The score is very generic a lot of the time.
It's pretty funny, though. So, in case you didn't know, Eva Green plays Miss Peregrine in Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And if you just have that in the back of your mind while watching this movie, it's pretty good.
The movie where a bunch of, like, 7-year-olds battle Slendermen while people try and eat their eyes.
Multiple Slendermans.
Wow. But yeah, what else was I saying? What else?
And they're older than 7. Well, like, some of them are 7.
Oh my gosh. The color grading and production design and cinematography, all of those, like, every visual part of this movie is pretty good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Finally, some movie with a little bit of vibrance and color in it.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
We don't do vibrance.
Which I wasn't expecting as much with, like, a Bond movie, but then again, I've never seen one outside of this.
Did that opening scene have a bunch of vibrance?
Yes. Someone just listens to that part and they're just like, oh, okay, I guess I'll turn it on.
Turn it on, the black and white
It's literally
opening.
just black and white, and you're like, whoopsie. But yeah, I thought it was decent. That's basically, it's a 3.5, and that's about where I sit on it. So
I mean, I would give it a half star more.
Wow.
But that's probably just because I like it a lot.
Yeah. See, I don't like it very much. Like, I probably won't ever watch this again.
Well,
not like out of hate, but I probably just won't watch it again out of just disinterest.
I would watch it again. Yikes, Leslie. I just want to get to Skyfall, though. That's my main goal. But unfortunately, I have to watch Quantum of Solace.
I was about to say we got to find Quantum of Solace sometime soon. But next up on the old podcast
questions
is our questions,
but
baby.
But guess what? You guys suck.
Wow. Okay, don't say to our audience that they suck.
Nobody answered any of our questions. No, nobody sent in any questions.
I know. Okay, so guys, we're usually awful at, like, posting our sending question posts and stuff.
Yeah.
This time we posted them 2 days early.
2 days.
And nobody sent
not
a single question
for us to answer.
But then again, look at what movie we're doing. Who has any questions about this movie?
Right.
Bro, Jenny Nicholson is a legend.
Jenny Nicholson is a legend.
All right, this is an official recently logged recommendation. Go subscribe to Jenny Nicholson.
She's pretty great.
Yeah. All right. What else were? Oh, right. Questions. What were we gonna say? Well, you have a question?
Oh,
Micah?
yeah, sure. I've got a question. Favorite scene or sequence, but this is like there's an obvious answer to this.
Is there, Micah?
There is.
Wait, there's an obvious answer?
In my opinion.
Okay, well, I'm probably gonna say the opening scene.
Ooh.
Just to, I don't know. That was probably my favorite scene.
Really?
Just in general.
That's an interesting choice.
It's a fun one.
It is a fun scene.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so short.
What do you mean? Oh, no, not that
It's just,
opening
like,
scene.
Considerably, yes.
No, not that opening scene. The opening scene, like
Oh, the chase sequence.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
That's not the opening
No,
scene.
not that opening
Okay,
scene.
you need to specify. That's not the
That would be the
opening
worst
scene.
choice ever.
Right? I was like, that's so short.
It's like
It's not even
it's like
that
a
great.
minute long scene. There's nothing.
Instead, you get the stop touching your ear. He's like, what?
I know he holds it on. This is, wow.
Oh,
It's it. Yeah, that was probably my favorite.
rookie mistake.
All right, what's your favorite scene, Micah?
My favorite scene is that final hand of poker.
Of that game with the cards and the chips.
The game with the cards and the chips.
That they play at casinos.
Bluffing and betting and raising.
I don't know if you can hear Lizzie sneezing on the mic.
I don't know. Well,
But
she's not sneezing on the mic.
She's not sneezing on the mic. I don't know if you can hear it on the mic that she is sneezing.
But yeah, I don't know. That I really liked the most of the casino stuff.
Yeah, no. That would
But
basically.
but gasp, in a movie called Casino Royale, the stuff in the casino was good.
Who would have guessed?
But yeah, no,
Not
I
me.
thought I thought the tensions were pretty good. Even on like a rewatch, you still get pretty invested in whether or not he's gonna win.
That's
and
true.
Because
Yeah.
he's pretty arrogant, Leslie.
That's probably the most compelling part of the whole movie.
He's pretty arrogant, and that's kind of like big part of his character.
Okay,
It's
so
interesting to see him fail.
I have a inquiry. Do you think we're supposed to like James Bond in this movie?
Well, so I have a possible theory.
Okay.
I have not seen any of the rest of the
Because
Bond
he's kind of
movies.
just like
So I can't
A jerk.
comment. I can't comment, but I think you are supposed to like him in this one.
okay.
I think this is supposed to be him becoming like that really shut off guy. This is supposed to be like after this movie he
So like
hates
the
everyone.
like the arc of Mission Impossible 3, but worse than Mission Impossible 3.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought he was fine. I
See,
liked him enough in this.
That's one of my biggest problems with this movie is I just don't like James Bond in this movie, and I don't really care what happens to him.
I thought he was fine.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like one of the main reasons I didn't really like watching it
He
the
had
second
I
time.
thought he had some good moments.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like all awful, but that was one of my bigger problems with it, and I was just curious what you thought.
Yeah, no, I liked Bond as a whole. I don't know. I think if he didn't have Eva Green's character to play off of some, though, like actually somebody who could keep up with some of the stuff that he said and everything,
Ah, yes.
it wouldn't have been as good.
Yeah, no, see, that's one of my biggest problems with it is that it's basically the arc from that what's his face goes through. What's his name? Ethan Hunt. Yes,
Ethan Hunt.
It's basically that same arc but executed. I don't know. You might say differently, but I would say worse.
I don't know. The execution, because, like, yeah, you can see it as, like, the same arc of Ethan's, because, like, married. Bad idea. But, like, he's not especially shut off, technically speaking, from there on.
I suppose.
Because you go from that into Ghost Protocol, where he's a little crazier than usual.
A little crazy.
He's like, this is the only way.
It's the only
Can't
way.
you see it?
It's the way. Man, we should still do that
love those
Mission
movies.
Impossible run that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's quite like. I think this is really supposed to be building up to him 100% like being shut off to everyone. But I wouldn't
Is that
say
what Quantum of Solace is going to be, Micah?
I wouldn't say they necessarily 100% executed him not being shut off to everyone.
Yeah.
He still seems very shallow in his relationship.
They
Look,
were.
Lizzie's sneezing on your curtain.
No, she's sneezing on everything. Lizzie, no. This is why we don't let her in the studio.
This is exactly why we let her in the studio. Questions.
Yes.
What do you think of like the villains?
The eye patch sunglasses dude, Micah?
Well, we'll just mainly Lashif, but like because he was the main villain.
Yes.
But also like Mr. White and the eye patch dude.
Yeah, eye patch dude. That was the dumbest.
Whatever his deal
That
is.
was the dumbest addition to a movie.
Wait, just that he had an eye patch?
Yeah, that just it was.
Why?
It's just like no explanation, no background.
You don't
for
need
this
an
guy.
explanation or a background.
And he just has.
Why can't he just have an eye patch, Robbie? Why can't he
they
do
just
that?
pop him in it, and he's all like, "Urgh."
Why can't he have an eye patch? Why can't you let people have stories?
I don't know. It was just, it felt so weirdly jarring because
I don't
no
know.
one.
Maybe it was supposed to reference something we don't know.
Yeah,
the
maybe
Bond lore.
maybe it was supposed to be a reference to an older Bond villain or something. I don't know, but it was just so like cartoony compared to most
know.
of the other villains.
Robbie, people actually have eye
I
patches.
know, but it was like a sunglasses eye patch.
Yes,
and he
what
was
do you want people to do, Robbie?
he was just standing there menacingly.
He's standing there menacingly. Okay.
Okay, but
the rest of the villains.
I thought it was all right. Once again, just kind of an okay aspect of of this movie. It's not like none of them were outstanding, but
So what do you, like Lashif? What did you think of? Like,
He was probably one of my more liked parts of this movie, but I don't know. Maybe I just don't like this movie.
apparently Robbie hates this movie. Confirmed. What about Mr. White?
Mr. White, I don't remember.
He's weird. Okay,
what does he do?
So he appears at the beginning.
I don't
is
really.
the one employing,
Is he the guy standing?
He's the one employing the chief. So he's
Oh,
the guy
okay,
who meets
okay.
with the terrorist
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
initially and is like, yes.
Yes.
And then
he
just,
says yes.
he's just kind of there in different parts of the movie, and then he appears after the final fight.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, okay, I guess I'll just grab the briefcase full of millions. And then Bond shoots him in the leg.
Wow.
And is like, Bond, James Bond.
He served more as a plot device than anything.
Yeah, no, but
He didn't really have too much to him.
Lucy's growling.
She is growling.
No, she's not. She's grunting, but it's the same difference.
She sounds like a little like
She was like,
pig. Except for not that like howly. She was just like
okay, I think Lashif.
Yeah, what did you think?
I think
Micah?
Lashif.
I didn't really
love
love
how I
any
was
of
just
them.
like, I think,
I think, right?
I think Lashif is probably actually one of my favorite elements of this.
Yeah.
I think he's
No,
a really
like-
cool villain.
No, listen.
He's not like 100% executed well, but he's.
Okay. Okay. We're experiencing some technical difficulties.
Lizzie just wiped out her headphones.
She just wiped out our only way of hearing the mic.
Okay, Lizzie.
What were you saying,
I
Micah? He's
think
probably
Lashif
one
is
of your.
one of my favorite elements of this. Oh my gosh. Lizzie, you're causing lots of trouble. in the studio.
Okay. Favorite elements.
One of my
it.
favorite elements of it, and I think that's mainly just because he's somewhat memorable and somewhat unique. And
Yeah,
there's
no,
just-
he's a memorable villain.
and I think it's an interesting choice to kill him off as suddenly as they do. But
Wait, does he die?
yes, Robbie.
Wait a minute.
Like
Hold
right after the torture sequence,
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah,
just
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
burst in and shoot him in the face.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
And then he just kind of disappears.
Well, that's because he's dead.
Well, he could come back.
Wow. You can make a comeback like a Mission Impossible villain.
Wait, which Mission Impossible villain gets killed and then comes back?
I don't know, Ethan Hunt.
No. What? He's not a villain.
Yeah, but he gets killed and then comes back.
Barely. He's hardly even killed.
Wow.
He was fine.
He was fine. Wait, doesn't the villain in Mission Impossible 2, we assume he's dead? And then he's like, oh, I'm alive.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I
I've
thought
only
so.
seen that movie once, and I don't care to watch it again.
Wow.
Mission Impossible 2, worst of the series. But anyway, do you have another question?
What did you think of
Of
Daniel Craig as
Daniel Craig
James
as
Bond?
Jameson Bond.
This is the first time we've ever seen a Bond movie, so I don't know.
Well, I'm a pretty big Daniel Craig fan, I would say.
I would say. I've seen Knives Out a couple times, yeah.
Seen Knives Out, seen him in Knives Out, seen him in Logan Lucky.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Logan's Run there for a second.
Logan Lucky. And I mean, he seems like a pretty cool guy. Seems like a good actor. In this movie,
Yeah, no, I would definitely say he's a good actor.
He's significantly younger than anything else I've seen him in.
Well, this was 2006.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think he does a fine job. I'd have to agree with you in saying that the Bond character himself is one of the weaker elements of this.
Oh, yeah, no.
But I don't think it's necessarily Daniel Craig's performance.
No,
that's the
Daniel Craig
problem.
gives a pretty great performance. I would
think
say on
it's
both
more
watches.
I think it's more of the script. The writing for Bond is a little weird. But I don't know how Bond is quote unquote supposed to be written.
Exactly. We'll read the comics, Micah.
The comics?
Isn't it a comic?
No.
No? What
Not
was
that I
it?
know of.
What
It was a
it?
book.
A book?
Yes, it was a novel.
I thought they were comics.
No, the original thing was a novel.
Oh. Well, we'll read the books then.
No.
Yeah. Wait, what was the question? Oh, right. The performance.
Performance of,
Yeah.
of Daniel Craig.
No, I would say, actually, especially watching it a second time, I appreciated, I actually really liked his performance as Bond.
Yeah, no, I thought it was good.
All of the problems I had with his character were script-based,
Yeah.
not performance-based. But that's a lot of the problems I had with the movie are script-based and not...
Oh, I forgot. Daniel Craig voices somebody in Tintin.
What?
He voices Sakharine.
Oh, man.
I always forget that.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry.
Wow.
Were you done with your thoughts?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I like I said, a lot of my problems with this are script based. That's
So
basically what I said.
what do you think of like some of the almost, in my opinion, excessively long action sequences?
The first two action sequences. Well, I don't know. Actually, like all of the action
That's what I
sequences
said.
are.
In my opinion, excessively long action sequences. When you think of the action sequences,
Honestly, just cut out some of the middle stuff in all of them, and they would be fine. Like, even though the opening chase is my favorite sequence in the movie, it's not.
I think that one is one of the ones that works the best. But
Yeah.
even then, it doesn't have much of a payoff.
Well, yeah, no, there's not much of a payoff.
Like
and
it sets up the character really well. And actually, Lessons for Screenplay did a video on how that sets up the entire movie. Blah blah blah.
Oh, was it on Casino Royale?
Yeah.
They did it? Okay, I hadn't watched the video yet.
And then, yeah, the action sequence is like a really good action sequence. That's the best one in the movie.
Yeah, no, definitely the best one in the movie.
But it still feels pretty long for almost no payoff.
If it wasn't changing scenery every minute or so, like it is, oh yeah, I would get bored of it very quickly.
Yeah.
Which is what happens with most of the other ones.
Yeah, like especially
Oh,
the
man.
worst one is probably the airplane bomb chase drive
That
car
goes on for like
thing.
8 minutes or
Yeah,
something.
no, so long, way too long.
Yes.
I mean, it would be fine if they would have, like, I don't know, cut it down.
Like literally just cut out some of the middle stuff.
Like, it's just so much of Daniel Craig hanging off of the side, jumping in, punch. Oh, now he's outside.
Now he's out.
Now
Oh.
he's back in.
Oh, now he's back.
Punch. Oh, watch out
It's
for
like
the police car.
it was like an annoying video game battle is what it was.
Yeah, it
where
just went on.
Where it just keeps going on and on
went
doing
on.
the same thing.
Yeah, like the thing would hit a couple things, they'd punch, something else would happen, repeat.
Which is why I think, like, a good example of, like, a long action sequence that works well would be something from one of the Mission Impossible movies, because they always are changing the status quo throughout the fight
Yeah,
to keep you interested.
Like one of the best, longest fight scenes I can think of in Mission Impossible is is that the opening? I think it's the opening
What?
for Rogue Nation.
One.
Not again. Rogue Nation.
Rogue Nation.
I take it all back.
Wow.
As the opening for Rogue Nation with the sniper opera
Ooh, yes,
battle.
that is a good scene.
That was a really, really well done action scene. Like, you have the tensions constantly rising, people keep on one-upping each other, and it builds and builds and builds till it culminates with the shots being fired.
Which is why I keep, like, in my mind, I basically, this is like diet Mission Impossible.
Yeah, like, as much as I don't
where, like,
wanna
it kind of is,
compare it to
Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
but it feels like one of the movies.
This is so similar to a Mission Impossible
It's
movie.
hard to not compare it.
Yeah, and I'm a really big fan of the Mission Impossible franchise. So,
Yeah. It's like similar enough that you're like, oh, this is like a Mission Impossible movie, but it doesn't have all the stuff that makes me love Mission Impossible.
yeah, and I'm sure
Which
it
is-
has
yeah.
like a Bond element. Like, obviously that's
exactly.
what it's going for.
If
It's
we
Bond.
were Bond fans, I'm sure we would like it a bit more.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Supposedly this, like, from everybody I've heard of, you may not agree with this, and that's fine, but most people that I've heard is one that the Bond movies usually got progressively better, like, just the different Bonds, and as, like, time went on.
That would make sense.
And supposedly this is the this is the best run of Bond from most people I've heard, but I don't know. I have not seen any others. So,
yeah. Do you have another question, Micah?
well, hey, I asked the last one, so really I should be asking you if you have
Well, why didn't you ask me?
do you have another question?
Oh gosh. Did you have a favorite character? I'll ask that.
A favorite
I'll say it.
character. Ray's like, I'll say it.
Yeah, I said it.
This is gonna be really weird, but he actually is, like, my favorite character that I can think of.
It's gonna be really weird.
It's Felix Leader or whatever, the CIA agent.
Oh yeah, he was pretty fun.
I like him. He's
You mean like a character in the movie with some actual character?
yeah, he's in the movie for a very short amount of time, but I think he's really good in that very short amount of time.
Really made an impact
And
on you,
and
Micah.
it's Catching Fire scientist guy.
Yeah, exactly. Gosh, great. Now I have to pick a favorite character. I forgot about
Pick a
that
favorite
part.
character, Remy.
Yikes! I just really don't like a lot of the characters in this movie.
I think Vesper's a fine character.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go with Vesper, but that's
She would
kind of a
probably be-
cop-out answer.
Yeah, it feels like a cop-out answer, but she would probably be my second choice.
She's probably the best written character in the screenplay.
She's got a lot better written than Bond. Like,
She actually has an arc.
yeah, she has an
Whoops.
arc, and, like, the whole necklace thing that follows through, and then, like, all of it. Like, she is actually a pretty well written character, which is what, actually makes you like this movie. That's why I said if she wasn't there and then Bond to play
gosh.
off of her.
Oh gosh, this would be quite the movie.
Yeah, because, like, Bond, as much as he has an arc, it's just not compelling.
Yeah, there's nothing to really grasp onto.
Yeah. The arc that you really care about and the person you really care about is Vesper.
Exactly. I guess it's kind of that sort of thing where, like, if you care about what the character cares about, you feel more connected to it, but I maybe that's what they were going for. I'm not sure. I think that's probably my last question.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any, like, other...
Any other things you wanted to ask, Micah?
Yeah. plug something while I think.
Oh, okay. If you want to contact us, you can go to my website, robbiegrayway.com/recently-logged, and you can send us movie suggestions for stuff to do on the podcast. You can also request to be a guest on the podcast, or you can, what can you do? I don't remember.
Well,
oh yeah, you can DM us.
You could tell us we did a real good job.
What, just through the email?
Through everything.
Just be like,
DM
wow,
us
you guys
on
did a
social
real good
media.
job.
You can find us at Recently Logged.
Yeah, it's just
on
at
Twitter,
Recently Logged.
Instagram, Facebook. You can go to his website. You can email us.
Yeah.
All the things.
Exactly.
And I have a question.
Okay.
So what do you think is the biggest problem with this movie? Like the most just...
The thing that really just drags it down.
Yeah, the one thing that just doesn't make it like anything near a 4.5-star movie.
Oh gosh. Wouldn't even be close to a 4.5-star movie.
Because I don't think I would ever give this movie 4.5.
I would probably just say the kind of weak screenplay is the biggest problem with it.
Just the writing as a whole.
A lot of the other elements are really strong, actually. Like the directing.
The directing's good. The visuals are great. The acting, for the most part, is great through and through with all the actors. Mr. White's questionable, but we let him slide.
Let him slide. Yeah, no, I would probably definitely say the screenplay. For sure.
Yeah, I would probably agree, because like just so much of the writing doesn't make like why didn't you do better?
Wow.
Like, I don't know, there just seems to be things that they could have done a lot better with the screenplay. A lot of just like the writing of Bond.
That was an excellent analysis.
And then the writing of the scenes, and just the entire layout of everything seemed a little choppy almost.
Yeah, no, the structure of this screenplay is definitely a bit rough.
And at first I thought it was the editing that made it feel that way. I was like, oh, why is the editing so choppy?
Why is the editing
and then
so choppy?
On the rewatch, I was like, oh, the editing wasn't actually that bad.
That's why I was so confused, because after the first time we finished watching, Mike was like, I didn't like the editing in that movie. I'm like, it was fine.
It wasn't the editing. It was just the writing of the scenes that made the editing seem bad.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I would agree. The writing is probably the biggest problem in this, which is unfortunate, because writing is one of the key elements of...
Yeah, if you have a bad screenplay, you can't have a great movie.
And I mean, it's not like an awful screenplay. We have done significantly worse movies on this podcast before.
Freebird's screenplay beats this one, just gonna say it.
That old chestnut.
Yikes.
Yeah. I actually think that's one of, like, really the only problems with this. Like, if it had better writing...
Dude, if this had a great screenplay, it would be a 4.5. I kid you not.
Yeah, like, I don't know. And maybe if they would have gotten, like really good writing, they could have made that 5.
I don't know about that.
Because, like...
I don't know. It could happen.
I don't know. Like, you compare this to my favorite of the Mission Impossible movies.
What was your favorite?
Fallout.
What, were you born in 2018?
No, I wouldn't be watching Fallout.
Wow.
It really just doesn't even, like, have anywhere near, like, the energy that Fallout has. And I know Fallout is very on the edge of your seat most of the movie. Like, it's very, like... And this movie isn't.
No, it's not.
But it doesn't have, like... And that's not really the energy. I mean, like, the energy that just kind of makes the movie, like... pop. I don't know.
A flow to it. A momentum to it.
Yeah. This movie just kind of...
would come from a good screenplay.
This movie just kind of feels like you're sitting there.
Watching stuff happen.
Watching a movie. Not like that you're like, watching, like, getting invested in what happens next necessarily. and I think the best part where they did, and this is why I said it was my favorite scene and / sequence, is all of the poker stuff is where you get the most invested.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually really interested to see where the poker game would go. Like, I was really invested in that.
Psychologically, it's a lot easier for the human mind to get invested in a game that they know can be winner. Like, there can be a winner and a loser.
And I mean, poker's always interesting.
So it's automatically compelling in that way, but
But
yeah, no, those scenes are good.
yeah, I think those are the best scenes in the movie.
I would probably agree with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because quite
It
frankly,
sure is great to agree on stuff.
quite
isn't
frankly, this is gonna be pretty pretty hot takey, I guess.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's never happened on recently.
That opening till the end of the chase, and then the casino scenes are the only ones that have any oomph to them.
Yes, the hotel scenes are actually pretty good. The
Yeah.
resort ones. That I was like, wow, this is like shaping up to be pretty great.
Yeah, all of the stuff that takes place in Casino Royale.
Yeah, and then you hit the casino and it's just oof. Yikes.
Wait, what?
No.
No.
No, I was saying the resort and the hotel, like those scenes had good momentum, and then like outside of the poker scenes, most of the scenes after that are dry. I would say, but that's just me. What were you saying?
I was saying
I misunderstood.
that
I guess
the poker stuff, and because I wasn't saying necessarily the resort and hotel scenes. Those are pretty good. Those are definitely.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
I think, but I was saying that those are the ones that really have the oomph, the factor that I was looking for. I don't think necessarily, like I think the hotel and the resort stuff is fine, but I don't think it's like.
It's not the peak of cinema. I was just saying it had a bit more life to it than some of the other scenes.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the poker scenes taking place like midway through the movie, I would say the movie gets progressively worse.
Oh yes.
Which sucks because like by the end you're like
the end scene, man. Oof.
The end action scene. Oof.
That was one of the weakest action scenes or just scenes in general to end on.
I don't understand why, like, I feel like they just went about, like, besides the first sequence, because, like, Lessons from Screenplay even did a video about how good and well written the action was in that first chase. But I think other than that, they did not write action well.
No.
Like, they did a really bad job in that last fight, which should have been really, like...
Dang, man.
On the edge of your seat, tense, back and forth kind of thing.
That last fight is...
But instead they just got...
It lacks so much in momentum and
Yeah, they just got like a bunch of big machine guns and were like pew 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 pew. And I don't know, it's very not focused in that scene, and the action doesn't have a real flow to it, and... Yikes. Like, that was probably... Like, besides maybe if you count, which, I mean, it technically is the airport chase sequence.
Airport chase.
That I think is the worst one. And I think the end one is the second worst one. Because it wasn't good. It wasn't good writing for the action. Yeah. Which you may be like, oh, action doesn't need good writing. But if the action sequences don't have good writing, it's going to come off as... boring, and you're not going to get
just as like surface level kind of thing, which
it's
would
gonna
be.
It's gonna be like, oh, that looks cool. Oh, that was cool. Which there are some of that stuff.
Yeah.
When he pews the guy with the nail gun, you're like, oh yeah. But that means nothing to you. You don't have any investment in that character.
Yeah, I was about to say, like I said, they just threw that guy in last second, and they're like, oh, he has an eye patch.
And then you kill him, and then
you're like, oh, okay.
You're like, oh, that's all his character's gonna be.
Okay. Well,
but like, I don't know, the action scene.
So, Mike, are you gonna lower your rating now?
No, I still like it enough to give it 4.
Okay.
I think it's generous. I always usually would say that with movies I do, but I always rate a little bit more on the side of what I like versus what I think is objectively its rating, per se.
I see.
But yeah.
All right. Well, do you want to go over our closing thoughts, Micah? We've kind of said, said everything I wanted to say.
I found that we usually, once we're done with the questions, we've kind of ended up in a roundabout way, summing up all of our thoughts.
But yeah.
Which is good.
This is just a good way to sum it up.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Sure, I'll go first. I still enjoyed it on the second watch. I didn't love it. I don't hate it by any stretch.
Wait, what about evil tall Damien Chazelle?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so in the airport scene, there's this guy who kind of looks like Damien Chazelle. Not
Kind
even
of.
really that
He
much.
does not even look
Not even really.
much like Damien Chazelle at
But
all.
dude-
But he kind of does.
And you're just like, I was just like, dude, was that Damien Chazelle? And then he was like, no, it's like evil Damien Chazelle.
And then I was like, it was like, wait, he's too tall. It's evil tall Damien
Evil
Chazelle.
tall Damien
Because
Chazelle.
Damien Chazelle never met the guy. Can't
He
comment.
just he looks like a small man.
short.
He looks like a small man is what he looks like.
Yeah, I wonder how. I'm gonna look up right now
Are you
how
gonna-
tall he is.
How tall is Damien Chazelle?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
What are you, like a 15-year-old girl?
Maybe.
Picking out your celebrity crush. Wait, how tall is he?
Ew, why would you want your celebrity crush to be Damien Chazelle?
I mean, that's not a bad one.
He's 5'10". So that's not.
No, he's not
that's not
especially
short.
No, he's not especially short.
That's not tall.
Am
But
I-
that's not short. He just looks short.
Aren't I 5'10"?
No.
He's a scrawny looking kind
you're
of
like,
guy.
You're like 5'8", 5'7". I don't know.
Whoa, Damien Chazelle's taller than me. Wow. I don't know how I feel about that.
He looks small. I don't know.
He
how.
looks like a small man. Like his body, his build is a small body.
Huh. I don't know.
He's all like tiny.
I thought he would be shorter. Put it in the thumbnail. Damien Chazelle height reveal.
Damien Chazelle height review. Oh no.
Well,
Wow.
Damien, if you're listening to this, I'd love to work on a movie with you.
Wow. La La Land's still my favorite movie. And I don't know if that's ever going to change.
What do you think about that mini series that Damien Chazelle's doing? You think it's gonna be clean?
Well, probably not, but yeah.
We've gone way off the rails.
Okay, yeah,
You were
yeah.
closing your thoughts.
Yeah, I was closing up my thoughts. I don't love this movie. I don't hate this movie. 3.5 stars. It's all it deserves. Mediocre screenplay, kind of bad action. The end.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do my closing thoughts. I like this movie quite a bit still, but you know it's a pretty surface level action movie, just because its writing kind of falls short. It could have been like something special. It could have been really nice.
Oh yeah, no, it could have been great.
It could have hit that Mission Impossible Fallout level, but it does not.
Is that your like ultimate action movie that you're going to
That's my
compare
action
everything
movie
to?
bar is Fallout.
Fallout?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I think the performances are great for the most part. Like everybody does a really good job in that aspect.
Some of the side characters.
I think the acting and the character, like the casting choices, are some of my favorite parts of this movie.
Oh, definitely.
And the poker, man, that's some nice poker.
That's some nice. Those are some nice poker.
Yeah, exactly. But overall, this movie does in the end fall a little flat.
Bro, Lizzie's arm looks like a chicken wing.
No, it doesn't.
Like it has like.
No, stop. Leave Lizzie alone.
All right. Well, do you want to go over what we watched
Yeah,
this
let's
week?
go over what we watched.
We watched some good
quite
stuff.
A bit,
We
yeah.
were on a streak, man.
We were on a streak. Well, we
Some-
still are on a streak, in my opinion.
I don't know. I guess. All right.
I mean, one kind of maybe broken
Yeah.
streak qualification-wise.
starting off strong.
Starting off at
Hoodwinked.
Hoodwinked, yeah, because we
Yeah.
talked about Batman Begins.
Okay, guys, if you've never seen the 2005
Hoodwinked.
animated film Hoodwinked,
This
go
is-
watch it
okay,
right now.
Okay, do not judge this
That is
book
my
by
professional
its
recommendation.
cover. The animation looks
Oh
like
no, the animation is
trash.
garbage.
They must have had an awful budget or just really bad animators.
No, like they sunk the entire budget into the cast they
right?
got.
They got like Anne Hathaway.
Oh my gosh.
Glenn Close,
Oh my
James. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
I don't know either, actually. Oh, he's in Twin Peaks?
Yeah, no, he's well known. Anthony Anderson.
Oh my gosh.
Like just a lot of pretty big names.
Yes, the sequel is garbage, I will
The
say.
sequel is pretty bad.
But this one...
This movie's it's not perfect. I gave it 3.5.
Okay, you want to talk about an excellent screenplay. This is an excellent
don't
screenplay.
overhype it.
No, it's a
It's
great
good,
screenplay.
but it's not like perfect by any means.
It really the weakest part of it is the third act.
Yeah, no, but it's really fun. Go
Yeah,
watch it.
It's a fun movie, man. That's one of my go-to like kids movies.
That
if I had to pick one.
watched on the 9th.
Yeah, I gave it 4 stars. What
Then
did you give
I
it?
gave it 3.5.
Okay.
Then also on the 9th,
On the ninth, guys.
Wow.
Do it.
I made a short film.
He really did.
And
Well, I guess I also made a
he
short
also
film.
made a short film. And dang, so I have out of 2 reviews, one's a 5-star and one's a 4-star.
What's the average,
so
Micah? What's the average?
I don't know. I don't feel like doing an average for just 2 reviews.
It's probably like a 4.7, I would think.
And them all together.
Oh my gosh. Are you gonna go on describing the movie, Micah?
The movie? No, it's a short film.
Or the short film? It is a
it's
film.
a movie. No, it's not a movie. It's a short film about a murder. Here's a little description. It's the letterboxed description.
Hey, I wrote
Everything's
this.
peaceful until an innocent fruit is suddenly murdered.
Yes.
It's a comedy. It's only 2 minutes long.
Is it a comedy, Micah?
It was spur of the moment kind of thing. I quickly just wrote a screenplay. It was a page-long screenplay.
Wow.
And then we shot it. But it was a lot of fun. It was probably
good.
the most fun I've had working on one, because I have worked on some
Someone should hire me
shorts.
as a cinematographer. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't know about that. There were some good shots, but
Some good shots, Micah.
you know. Well, let's move on.
Do your own cinematography.
Then on the 10th,
Oh yeah.
we watched The Dark
on
Knight.
the 10th, baby. I forgot how much I liked this.
Especially coming off of Batman Begins.
Coming off of Batman Begins, because oof.
Because we had just watched Batman Begins. Go listen to our last episode to hear about that.
Yeah, you have to wait till the end of the episode, but still. Coming is like having watched Batman Begins, like I guess it was 2 days ago. Yeah, because okay. 2 days ago, having watched that, I think it was really great watching this again.
The Dark Knight's a really good movie.
It's a great movie. People have dissected it. It's a great movie.
I gave it 5 stars, which
I
to
gave
be
it 4
fair,
stars.
is generous.
Yeah, no,
but I
would say
really
that's
like
definitely
this movie.
Some of the third act stuff,
Some
not
of the
a
pacing
fan
and
of.
structure is a little weird, but man,
but it's a fun time.
I need some more love for one of my favorite villains ever, Harvey Dent.
I don't think there's anyone who dislikes Harvey Dent, and you're like, dude, you gotta defend Harvey
No,
Dent.
I don't think anybody necessarily dislikes him, but I think Joker gets, because like Joker is an amazing performance. I will take nothing away from Heath Ledger's performance.
It's even better.
Very sad.
Every time I watch it, it's even better. It's
very sad
crazy.
that this was like the last thing he worked on.
Yeah.
But man, this was an awesome performance. But I think Harvey is better, like
Rachel.
better villain. I don't know. I like him better in this movie.
Bro, what?
Rachel.
Rachel. Yikes. Okay, well, moving on.
If you're gonna assassinate, you should buy American.
Oh my gosh.
But Your Honor, I'm not done.
All right, and then that I guess it would have been the next day.
Then on the 11th, we rewatched Knives Out.
Whoa, hold up! You just skipped me.
Wait,
dude.
what? Oh, yeah. But no, that was the same day. That was the 10th,
okay.
I think.
I watched It's a Mad, 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 Mad World for the first time. And you know, you have to be in a mood, I think, to enjoy this movie, because there's a lot of comedy that involves like a lot of yelling, kind of. You know how old movies are, Micah.
Yeah, the
like
yelling,
60s comedies.
the yelling.
Yeah, a lot of
yelling.
There's a lot of that in this movie, and if you don't like that kind of thing, don't watch this movie ever. But I think actually it was pretty great. It was better than I expected it to be. I'm gonna buy the Criterion of it someday. You should watch it, Micah.
Maybe I should. But anyway.
I give it 3.5. Yes.
I did not watch it. Then we watched Knives Out.
Heck yeah, we did.
Rewatched it.
First time out of the theater.
I watched it 3 times in theaters.
I only watched it twice.
And this was the 4th viewing. And man, does not disappoint even in the home.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it wouldn't lose some of its grandeur coming into the home, because after watching it twice in theaters,
you're like coming into the home.
After watching it 2 times in theaters, I was like, oh no, what if the theater experience is the only good part? Oh no.
Well, the one theater experience was kind of mediocre though.
Yeah,
We had nobody else in the theater but us, and that was just kind of meh.
Yeah.
Like it was fine.
But we talk about that on our Knives Out episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd still 4.5.
I give it
Rewatch.
5.
I love it.
It's still in my top 4 favorite movies of
Wow,
all
really?
time.
What slot is it in, Micah?
Is
it number 1?
4th.
Oh, wait, The Prestige.
I really struggle ranking these. Okay, I love all these movies. There's so many that I could put into this top 4.
All right, fair enough. I can't decide on a top 4, so La La Land is the only thing I have in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like this movie. This is just like, go watch this movie.
It's pretty freaking fantastic.
Then Robbie's got a hot take on our next movie.
Hot take.
We watched
it a hot
The
take?
Dead Poets Society for the first
Is that a
time.
hot take? What's the average rating? No, that's only a half star below the average.
Yeah, but if the average is 4, that means most people rated it higher than 4.
Well, not necessarily. The most average rating for this movie is 4 stars.
But second to that is 5.
Okay, yes, but still.
But yeah.
What are we gonna say? What movie it is?
Dead Poets Society. I already said that.
Yeah.
Which this was our first time
This is
watching
the first
it.
time watching it. I was pretty excited.
And yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Supposedly it was really good, so I was excited to get into it, and I really liked it.
I liked it too. Actually, I'm probably gonna end up trying to buy this if I can find it.
Directed
somewhere.
by the same man who brought you The Truman Show.
Maybe that's
So,
why I liked it, Micah.
Very, very similar in feel movies.
Oh yeah.
Definitely don't be like looking at them to compare them, because they're not.
No,
they're not similar movies.
They're completely different movies.
They're similar in feel movies.
Yes.
But probably because they're the same director. Man, this was a punch to the gut of sadness. Was not expecting that sadness.
Oof.
Actually, if it wasn't for our mom being like, "Oh, that one's sad," when we were like, "We're gonna watch this movie," then I wouldn't have expected the sadness at all, and I would have been thoroughly shocked. But rather unfortunately, well, I mean, they set it up well. I wasn't super shocked, like, all in all, but they set it up well with that.
We're experiencing some technical difficulties.
Yeah, he's plugging in his computer.
I'm sorry, guys.
Because it's about to die.
If it dies, we're gonna lose the whole episode.
Yikes, yeah, plug it in. There's some really good performances in this. The chemistry between all of the guys in the Dead Poets Society was, like, really
that
good.
Was some good casting.
Some of the best, like, guys being dudes I've seen in movies.
No, it's not working.
Yes, it is. It's charging. It was charging, Robbie.
Wait, what? Is it?
Yes, it's charging right now.
Why is the light coming on?
You get Nawanda, and who doesn't like Nawanda?
Oh no, listen.
You got a phone call from God.
Bro.
Like overall, like this movie was really well done. I really liked it. I gave it 4.5. Warning to the viewer though.
Oh yeah.
It's PG.
Caution.
It had some
rogue robots kind of.
Some rogue robots. So look at the IMDb.
Yeah.
Before you go watch this.
Yeah, cautionary. It's like
very much caution. Don't go into this like we did with Logan's Run.
Kind of like gung ho. Like it's a PG movie. What could happen?
Yee-hoo.
Yeah.
A lot can happen.
Yeah, I gave it 3.5.
I mean, it's still not the worst. It doesn't last very long. That's the only thing I could say. That
I
it's
really
not the
liked
worst.
it, but I just didn't think it was that great. Like, I mean, it was good, definitely. A lot of like the screenplay was probably one of the better parts of it.
Spoilers for the movie because I wanted to just say
You're
something.
gonna spoil it, Mike?
I really thought Charlie was gonna be the one to die.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought Charlie was gonna be the one to die.
Oh.
There was probably more setup for it to be Neil.
Yeah.
But I thought it was gonna be Charlie.
Wow.
I was like, oh, Charlie's gonna die.
You knew someone was gonna die?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I looked at the IMDb once that happened, the thing.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, oh, somebody shoots themselves was in the IMDb.
Oof.
And I was like, oh.
Not
No.
on screen though.
Yeah, not on screen. Behind a desk.
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
But no, this was a really good movie.
Yeah.
I rather enjoyed it. I would watch it again.
Ugh, Lizzie in the studio is making my
Oh yeah,
Allergies.
he's allergic to dogs. The monster.
I'm sorry. I love you, dog. I love you, dog. And then after that, what did we watch, Micah?
We watched
Who
Harry
knows?
Potter
Who knows?
and the Half-Blood Prince.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we, Mike?
Yeah. I gave this 4 stars. I actually liked it better this time watching it than I remembered liking
Yeah,
it.
no, I also gave it 4
This
stars.
movie is a wild ride of a
Hold
Harry
up.
Potter film.
Hold up. This guy directed
David Yates directed
The Fantastic
Crimes of
Beasts.
Grindelwald?
No, that's the first one.
No, look.
Oh, wait, he directed Crimes of Grindelwald?
Man, David Yates, that's sad.
That's
Really sad. You directed some of my favorite, actually all of, pretty much my favorite of all the Harry Potter movies, but yet you pulled out
the worst
Crimes
Harry
of
Potter.
Grindelwald, the worst Harry Potter movie in the franchise.
Yikes, man.
That's sad.
All right, well.
But anyway, this movie is like really, like it's got some explosive energy. If it wasn't for that, like it would probably fall a little flat because it's long and it's a little not super efficiently written.
No.
But
Just blame it on J.K. Rowling, Micah.
yeah, just blame it on J.K. Rowling, obviously.
She won't mind.
Yeah. But man, this is their last run out. If you don't know, this one takes place right before the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2.
Lucy's about to fall
And
in the studio, yeah.
The Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2,
Oh,
they're
yes.
road
Serious,
trip
I forgot.
movies.
Road trip,
They
baby.
do not take place in Hogwarts really at all until the very end of the second one, right?
Yeah, spoilers
well-
for Harry Potter.
Because wait, hold on. How much of the second one takes place at how long till they're starting to set up defense? It's like halfway through
No,
the second one?
I think it's pretty early on, like at the
No.
beginning of Act 2, right?
No.
No?
The first one ends.
Dude, I've only seen the movie
the
once.
first
I don't
the
know.
first Deathly Hallows, spoilers for both of these movies.
Oh my gosh.
Ends with Voldemort getting the Master Wand.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Like I said, I've only seen these movies once, and I barely
Like
remember
that's the
them.
final shot. He's like, ah, and then lightning from the sky, and that's the final shot. It's like a pan out of him with lightning from the sky.
Wow.
Um,
What a guy.
I'm trying to, and then
Just
and
dead
Dobby
silent.
Dobby is dead, and then the second one opens up right after Dobby is dead, right? It's right after he's buried.
yes,
They bury
I
Dobby,
believe
and that's
so.
the
I
opening
believe
of.
so.
Yeah, sad stuff. These movies, very good movies though.
Wow.
But yeah, this one for being what it is, like if you look at Order of the Phoenix and even Goblet of Fire, which are the two that take place before this,
Yikes, man.
they start to get a lot more serious and don't really focus on some of like the school elements. This one they were like,
Sure.
oh, this is our last chance. Let's make it a rom-com.
Let's make a fantasy rom-com, shall
Yeah.
we?
And man, it's great. Like
It's a fun movie.
this has some
I'll
of
say
the worst and best performances of the series.
I don't know about. I would definitely say worst, but I don't know about some of the best.
I don't know. I think they have some really good moments, but like
Yeah, there's some good moments. But
open up you.
open up for you.
All of the Ginny Harry stuff. I know
Oh
it's
my
purposefully
gosh.
cringy.
Oh my gosh, it's
but
so
man,
bad.
is it bad. You're like, no.
Bro, imagine watching this on a date.
Oh no. No, watching this on a date and you have a plate of cookies sitting next to you.
Open up
And you're
you.
like, in time with the movie, like this is their first time watching it. You just reach over, grab a cookie, and you're like, open up you. and then you're like, now you have to take the tiniest nibble, like the last thing you want to do
microscopic.
is eat this cookie. But yeah, no, I think this has one of my favorite scenes in all of Harry Potter in it.
It does.
The Felix Faust scene.
Felix Faust.
Liquid
Isn't that a DC villain?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Felix
Who
Faust
is this guy?
is not correct. I said the wrong thing.
Okay, I was like, what
It's
the
Felix
heck?
Felicis or whatever.
Oh.
Still Felix.
Oh yeah.
I thought Felix Faust. I'm doing a really bad job with saying the wrong thing today. Felix Faust, yes, is a DC villain. He's a real cool guy, I guess.
What? Why are we talking about this? Like,
to make up for what I said. It's, Felix Faust, Felix Felicis, Sounds similar. And I think anyone could have made that mistake.
Wow. Okay.
But I love that scene so much when he takes the liquid luck. Should have just said liquid luck.
Yeah, much easier, Micah.
I don't know. That's just one of my favorite scenes. What do you think?
What do I think of what?
This movie. Oh
Oh
yeah, I rated it 4 stars, by the way.
I quite like it.
All right, and since we're getting
4 stars.
what did you rate it?
4 stars.
And since we're getting close to, we need to release it in a couple hours.
There's only one more movie though, Micah.
I have 2 more movies.
Yeah, well you almost skipped mine, Micah.
Well, sorry. Then we watched Casino Royale for the first time, and then
really
on the next day, I watched a 2020 release.
2020.
I watched The Pale Horse.
I didn't know.
Which is it's an Amazon Prime original, based on an Agatha Christie novel.
I'm guessing by the same title.
Yeah, by the same title. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I gave this 3.5 and gave it a like. It was good. It was really weird. I would need to watch it again. I hate that they split it up into 2 parts. Like, it's a mini-series, but it's just a movie cut in half.
Is that all it is, Micah?
No, there's no reason. Literally no reason. It would follow a better structure if they just had kept it as a movie. But I really think, and I really honestly think
you
this.
Really think? You really honestly think this?
That the only reason they split it up was to where they could have as much language as they did in it. Because normally, if you put that together in a movie, it would not be PG-13.
It would be rated R.
It would be rated R. But because they split it up into 2 parts, they could slide into that TV-14 rating.
Maybe more movies should do that, Micah.
No. This is the opposite of what we're going for here.
They're just like, yeah, we'll split it into 2 parts.
I don't know. I really need to watch this again to get my thoughts together on it. Because
it's a 3.1 average, Micah.
Because it's split into 2 parts, though, it's very hard to, get everything at once to really judge it as just one whole thing. But all the characters are awful. Not awful written, but awful people.
Wow.
Every character in this movie is the worst. Even the main character, it plays him off as the movie kind of goes as a villain origin story almost.
What?
It's practically, spoilers for the movie, it's
and
practically him going insane almost.
It's like Joker, Micah.
He murders...
Hey, wait, is this Joker, Micah?
Maybe. He accidentally murders...
Does he say society?
Yes.
Wait, he does?
I don't know, I think so.
Oh, okay.
He accidentally murders his wife.
Accidentally murders?
Then he puts a hit out on his new wife.
What?
And an inspector who's investigating him. And then the inspector gets murdered, but the wife ends up recovering after being in a coma for a while. And then he murders the guy who murdered the inspector. And that's the end. He murders the guy. And then
wait, that's the whole movie?
No, there's a lot that happens, but
okay.
It's a mystery. So you gotta find out a lot of this stuff.
All right.
And there's a whole thing with witches and everything, but
witches and stitches.
But he really brutally suddenly just murders the guy, and then does practically a Kubrick stare, and walks into the camera. At this point in the film, he's wearing all black and is fully embraced. This guy is the bad guy, and then the movie ends.
I think
Lizzie's, if I remember. Wait, no.
Lizzie's trying to jump down.
Wait, no. Then it has a sequence. I forgot. It has one more sequence.
Wow.
That
groundbreaking cinema. Is
that makes it seem like the whole thing may have been a dream or him stuck in I don't know. It was a twist that I didn't really fully understand. But I don't know.
Okay.
It was weird. I need to watch it again.
Lizzie's just trying to jump down.
And then on the 15th, or yesterday, Lizzie, stop getting your tail in the headphones. Then on the 15th, the last thing we need to talk about is
the
Indiana
last
Jones.
thing we'll ever talk about.
Yeah, the last thing we'll ever talk about. Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
What do you? I gave this 4 stars. Yes?
I gave it a
4.
very solid 4 stars, baby. I had vibed with this movie a lot more the second time.
I think this movie, man, what an opening! Probably one of my favorite movie openings, maybe ever. I
Good
don't know.
stuff. Good stuff.
Like, dang. I would say this movie is not perfect. It has a lot of, I think, probably either writing or pacing.
Oh yeah, no, it has some writing,
problems.
but it has some writing problems.
But
Let it
but
be
this
said.
is fun.
This thing is underrated, man.
It is underrated. Like, it's one of the least talked about Indiana Jones movies. And, like, man,
It's good stuff.
I don't really have too much to add. I think, though, I think it is one of the worst female side characters.
Oh my gosh.
She's just
so bad.
annoying.
Oh, yikes. Poorly
me-
written and just not fun to watch.
Yeah.
Cause yikes.
Give me the girl from the first movie. She was good. I liked her.
I liked her.
I mean, they bring her back in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but that was just bad.
Wow, yikes. Oh my, oh no.
Yeah, so I think this is really good. If I had to rank them, though, I mean, I like all of these movies, but the fourth one. So take this rating with this ranking with a grain of salt. I would go, The Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost
Have 'em right
Ark,
over there.
and then Temple of Doom, and then like miles below Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Like not even the same franchise.
Yeah,
Yikes.
like why did you direct that, Spielberg? Why?
Yeah. Should I say my ranking, Micah?
Sure.
All right. It's Raiders, Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, and then Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But I love all of the movies. That's one of my favorite trilogies of all time. What does Lizzie hear something?
I don't know, maybe. Lizzie was an interesting
Lizzie is using
addition.
her psychic powers to
Psychic
detect
powers.
things, apparently.
Lizzie, do you have psychic powers?
Or she might just be dumb and staring at the wall.
Oh no. Can't say stuff like that around her. She'll get offended.
I'm sorry, Lizzie. I'm sorry. All right, do you have a quote?
I
Micah?
do have a quote.
Wow.
Or in
But
my
are you trying to just do a British accent, or are you just trying to do a?
No, I was trying to do Bond
Daniel Craig.
specific, like Daniel Craig specific Bond. If I
Okay.
was going normal British, it would sound a lot different.
Hey, what's all this?
Oh, oh.
Just a reminder, you should go watch Paddington 2.
Okay, let's see if I can do this correctly. I'm sorry. That last hand nearly killed me.
It's a bit too British now.
What? Daniel Craig is literally British. What do you want from me?